Who is more freaky, Capricorn or Scorpio? Let's talk about it, alright? If you're a first time watcher, I am Lamarr Townsend. I'm a natural intuitive, clairvoyant, clairaudient, empathic, psychic tarot reader, and I would love to do a personal, private, confidential tarot reading for you or a birth chart reading, okay? Check that out on my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com, where you can purchase your own personal reading if you have any questions. Check out the FAQ section as well as the personal ethics section. Also, follow me on Instagram and like me on Facebook. The links will be down below. Alright? With that being said, this is for Capricorn men and Capricorn women and Scorpio men and Scorpio women, okay? Or, I guess I should just say Scorpio male and females and Capricorn male and females. Alright, age ain't nothing but a number. Well, actually, I take that back. In a lot of cases, it is. Alright. With that being said, which is which zodiac sign is more freaky, Capricorn or Scorpio? Well, it's very interesting because here we have two people who can have addictions to, sex and sexual satisfaction and things of that nature. We have two people here who can, often find themselves thinking with their private parts rather than their brain. However, while these two zodiac signs have a lot of similarities in those respects, there are also some differences that these two zodiac signs have as well. One being that Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Capricorn is an earth sign. And Scorpio is ruled by Pluto and Mars, and Scorpio is a water sign. Well, let's talk about that, alright? Capricorn, being an earth sign ruled by Saturn, is not the most forthright, the most forward in terms of their sexual needs. It usually takes a Capricorn maybe a few drinks, a few dates, maybe even, just, a little while of them warming up to you, and kind of feeling you out, really seeing if they can trust you to kind of, open themselves up to you in that way, and allow themselves to be themselves in that way with you. Um, we have to remember that Saturn is not a. By the way, if you're wondering, I'm a Capricorn sun, but my Venus is in Scorpio, alright? So I can talk on this subject with accuracy and concision, if that's a word, alright? Um, Capricorn is can be a little bit shy in that respect, depending on how much they trust you, how much they like you. Um, Saturn is actually not a planet that is all about sex. Saturn is more so about self discipline and actually restrictions. Um, but on the flip side, Saturn, I mean, yeah, Saturn can also, have a very devilish side, and be prone to addictions, or, those ruled by Saturn can be prone to addictions, as such, those, Capricorns and Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. So there definitely is a natural dark side to Capricorns with that Saturn energy. Saturn has a lot of different theologies and different mythologies and root origins about it, as does Pluto and Mars, but Saturn is more so about, just dominance. I think dominance in the way of dominating the self, therefore dominating other people, right? That's not to say that Capricorns don't enjoy being dominated, right? But here we have Scorpio, right? Scorpio, water sign, a very, very deep, emotional, dark, even water sign, ruled by both Pluto and Mars. Mars is, all about sex and war, destruction, aggression. Once again, that kind of dominant, very dominant energy. And then we have Pluto, which is about, death, transformation, rebirth. I think Pluto rules sex as well. Probably in a different, more spiritual aspect, but, it still rules sex, and, in the same regard. So this makes Scorpio just a very naturally very sexual person, right? Um, but once again, whereas Scorpio is naturally very sexual, very um, curious, in terms of sexuality and sex and things of that nature, they can also be very self controlled and self disciplined, much like Capricorn. We have to remember that, water signs deal with emotions. So for a Scorpio, sex is a very kind of spiritual, emotional experience. Whereas Capricorn is an earth sign, that deals with kind of the earth, the material world, the flesh, the flesh, the fleshly beings, our flesh. Sex is more of a gratifying to the flesh, gratifying to the ego, gratifying to the senses type of experience for Capricorn, right? I also want to say that this totally goes if your sun is in Capricorn, your moon is in Capricorn, especially if your Venus is in Capricorn, and probably your Mercury and Mars too. All right, maybe even your Pluto. Actually, now that I think about it, but the point of this video, you guys. I mean, come on, I've spent 6 minutes talking and I haven't gotten to the point, right? Which of the two is the more or the most freaky, right? Hands down, I'm gonna give it to drumroll Scorpio. I have to give it to Scorpio. I know you thought I was gonna say Capricorn, but I have to give it to Scorpio because Scorpio is ruled by both Mars and Pluto, and Mars and Pluto are very dominant signs, very sexually dominant signs. Even ironically, if the Scorpio is submissive, they're still dominant. Like it's really weird. Um, but also because Scorpio is a water sign and a very spiritual water sign at that, I think naturally Scorpios are more in touch with their sensual sexual side and have a more sacredness or a more sacred kind of attachment or view of that than maybe a Capricorn does. Capricorns can just be prone to, getting it in wherever, they can fit it, right? Whatever that phrase is. Get it where you fit in. Get in where you fit in. Yeah, that's what it is. Whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Like, Capricorns can just be prone to sometimes being just loose, alright? We'll say, in such kind words. No shade to myself. I'm definitely not loose, if that's what you're thinking, okay? Nah. But some Capricorns, I know some, not loose, well, it can mean loose literally, but like also loose just like mentally, like just like just loose, just, you know, which can be a bad thing, all right? Can be a good thing, I guess, but it can also be a really bad thing. Scorpios, I think, are more, ironically, Capricorn's the earth sign, but I think Scorpios are more level-headed in that way, in the sense that, once again, I think Scorpios view naturally, for the most part, if they're a more evolved Scorpio at least, they view sex as a more sacred, spiritual event that is a moment for, each party, each partner to learn about one another. It's a really deep moment for a Scorpio, and not to say it's not a deep moment for a Capricorn, but sometimes Capricorns are just, horn dogs and horn girls, whatever the equivalent of a horn dog would be for, a woman. I don't know. But, anyways, with that being said, who's the more freaky out of Capricorn and Scorpio? It is definitely Scorpio. That's not to say that Capricorns aren't freaky, because Capricorns are definitely freaky as well. Alright? Just takes them a little while to kind of warm up and show that side of themselves. Alright? Also, they just have to trust you. Alright? That being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it maybe made you laugh. I hope it gave you some insight or clarity, or just entertained you. Alright, with that being said, please contact me for your own personal, private, confidential tarot reading at lamarrtownsendtarot.com. Once again, you can purchase your reading directly from my website. If you have any questions, check out the FAQ in the personal ethics section. Follow me on Instagram at Lamarr Townsend. Like me on Facebook, facebook.com/Lamarr Townsend Official. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification button so you get a notification whenever I upload a new video. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. And peace out.